all over the clouds.
Oh, wow.
I was up at 6:30, but I was almost like I was feeling this heaviness. I can't explain it. I don't know where it came from. And I just literally took the time to lift.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Ready to Love, dealing with Joy and Jay. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. We're talking about Joy and Jay and their interaction and their love triangle with Edwin. And we want to just discuss a little bit deeper about trauma. Talk about also as well how Joy has chosen her Jay, okay? And for those of you who are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications of the uploads, baby. And for those of you who are returning as well, you got the minerals. You got the minerals. Okay, grab your merchandise, okay, guys? Grab your merchandise. Mineral Gang, you get me? Hoodie ting? All right, cool. So let's get into the conversation. Let's talk about it. So I think what was really interesting is watching Jay and Joy's interaction in the wine room. We've seen their little cute, intimate moments. What's really, I guess, interesting is the difference between what Joy has done with Edwin and what Joy has done with Jay. Now, I'm going to talk about a particular incident, particular scene where Joy kisses, or should I say allows Jay to kiss her. Not only that, she suggested it. And it's a very key lesson for a lot of us when it comes to people liking you. When these girls like you guys, they suggest this stuff. Well, most of them, not all of them. Some girls are very, very shy. All right?
Okay, what's the wager?
I got a fever.
But most girls will suggest this. Why? Because she doesn't... Look, she will suggest it because she likes you. It's that simple. You know what I mean? Like, she'll be suggestive. So it might not necessarily be a kiss because they've had a very long time to get together, but it will be a touch. It will be a glare. It will be a look. It will be many times trying to come to you and have a conversation. There will be some level of pursuit in the sense of a foot being put forward. Not all girls, because not everyone's like that. You know what I'm saying? But there'll be subtle hints. And so when we see that with Edwin and Joy, Edwin took her on a yoga hot date, okay, and he suggested, you know, I need a kiss on my cheek. But when it came to Joy and Jay after the wine tasting, first of all, nobody asked her to come and sit on his lap, okay? Nobody asked Joy to come and sit on his lap, okay? Sit on his lap, okay? My girl here decided to come to Lapland, come onto Father Christmas's knee quite early. Do you know what I'm saying? Nobody asked her to, but she decided to. Why? Because number one, she was comfortable, but number two, she desired him. And this is the key thing. I think this is what you want from somebody. You want this desire. Let's stop going after people who don't desire us.
Shorty is my medicine. I need her. Gotta get her beside me in my temple.
Let's stop chasing people who don't desire us. It's okay. It's okay not to be okay. Like sometimes these people just don't want you. You know? Some people just don't want you, and that's fine. But we see clearly from Joy, you know, coming to sit on his lap, feeding him the wine, okay? Coming out like it's Adam and Eve in the garden, and then suddenly, you know, when he gets the wine wrong, you know, about a wager, what does she issue as a wager? Her idea of a wager is for him to give her a kiss on the cheek, and not only one, but do. You know what I'm saying? She said do. Is it do? Do-a, toi, toi. Bruv, I don't forget my French, bro. But anyway, he, you know, she offered both cheeks, like Jesus said. Turn the other cheek, and she did it. Okay, why? Desire. There was an intense desire from Joy to Jay, and so it's much different to Edwin's case where he asked for the kiss and she obliged to kiss him on the cheek. Here, Jay didn't even ask. I want you to deep that, bro. Just deep that. Jay never asked. Jay didn't have to put anything forward. Jay didn't have to say anything. Jay was just there tasting wines, and before you know, he was intoxicated with her neck. You know what I mean? Like, so we can see when someone's really feeling you, the kind of difference in behavior. Yeah?
I'm trying to take advantage of me.
I might take advantage
I'm about
of
to
you.
clutch my pearl.
And so after that kiss as well, what was quite evident for them two was, you know, they obviously have a great connection. We've been seeing them for the past few weeks. What I find interesting is that Jay, I think, finds Joy a mystery. he sees some intrigue there, which I don't think he gets from Winter. No offense to Winter again. There's something about Joy. There is something that makes me come into your presence. You know what I'm saying? There's something about her that draws him in. And I think it's the fact that there's an air of mystery about her. Not everything is revealed. There's a reserved side of Joy, but there's also this she's willing to be a little bit salacious, a little bit naughty, but she still keeps composure and she still keeps, the ladylike behavior.
Oh, 12?
12.
Should be only one.
1.
Wrong answer, Jade.
You know, I forgot to carry the 1.
So next.
Right? The streak in the sheets and the lady in the streets kind of vibe, right? And so that, I think for Jay is, for the hunter, that is beautiful. She's got a perfect balance for him. Jay, where he talks about the wine and spoke about the fact that, with the wine, this one's only made, there's only 12 that are made, and she kind of like checked him by saying this should only be one, right? And I think that the fact that Joy kind of keeps Jay on his toes, she allows him to be smarter. And I think with Winter, the problem is that he conquers her too easily. I really think Jay's kind of like a Sigma male, where he just likes to play smart, be intelligent, doesn't like to play accordingly by the rules. He's on the peripherals. And so a woman who doesn't give him that intensity of intellect won't hold him for too long, because he's an intellectual player. How he plays the game, if you look at the way that Jay's played the game, it's a very smart way. And I'm sure that that obviously the editing's helped, but he's played it so well, calculating with the steps and the moves that he makes. Trust me. And so that would need somebody also like a woman who's got that same kind of, I wouldn't say same, but a similar type of ethos where she's intelligent, right? And she thinks intelligently in the way that she moves. Again, this is not a downplay of Winter. Winter's a lovable person, bubbly, energetic, caring. You just feel that vibe from her. But in terms of intensity of game and intensity of intellect that brings to the game itself, I don't know if that's what, I don't think she brings it to the table like Joy does. And I think that is what really keeps Jay's attention and keeps him at hold. And so I see that these two have got a great bond in that respect. Their intellects are always marrying together. What is interesting is obviously the third wheel that's added into it, which is Edwin. Again, no offense to that.
All over the clouds.
Oh, wow.
I was up at 6:30, but I was almost like I was feeling this heaviness. I can't explain it. I don't know where it came from. And I just
Edwin has obviously tried to always try and attain Joy as well. I think it's a losing battle due to the fact that she had already made her mind up weeks ago before it would always be Jay, bar a slip up. But what's interesting that when Edwin, you saw this clip where Edwin was walking with Joy and he was sharing the fact that he had to wake up in the middle of the morning, he was troubled and he had to pray and lift his hands to the sky, etc., etc. I wanted to say this as well. Listen, Christians, it ain't a problem for you to have therapy. It is not. It's not anti-God to have therapy. Okay, God allows us to use these things. It's like a doctor. It's not anti. It's not a problem to be. It's not a problem to have a doctor. It's not a problem to take drugs. These are all things that are there to help us. There's wisdom in these things as well, right? So if you got a therapist or go to counseling or one-to-one coach or whatever that will help you overcome what you're feeling like, such as PTSD, then listen, Christians, we are allowed to go to therapy. Do not let anybody shame you. Don't let culture shame you. Don't let tradition shame you. Don't let your pastor shame you. Don't let no video shame you, because as a Christian, we are supposed to be utilizing these things. The Bible says be in the world, but not a part of it. Listen, that's got nothing to do with the fact that's got nothing to do with things helping you mentally. The same way you need to physically look after your body, your mental mind also is in need of being looked after. And if you were injured in your foot, you'd go to a physiotherapist. Well, here you have one, a therapist that can do with the mind. It's essential. Do not run from it. Do not hide from it. It's important for our growth as individual people if we've gone through very traumatic things. I think all of us probably should go for it. I think I probably need to go for it as well. Do you know what I mean?
that we have is allowing us that platform to be able to do that. I have issues with PTSD with sleeping, so I only sleep about 3.5 hours, 4. I took off my dog tags. because a part of that was like, it was like you're carrying a pain on your chest because both of those dog tags weren't mine.
Not to say I've seen anything so intense, but just to say that, obviously, look, to try it and really get myself to a place where I can also, release some things as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think when Edwin's talking about obviously waking up in the middle of the night and having these thoughts and I really think that is a turn off for Joy. And she says it later on, but it's a turn off for Joy. And the reason why it's a turn off for Joy and women like Joy is that, listen, I ain't here to fix you, baby. I ain't here to hold your trauma, baby. I'm not here to be a house for your trauma, baby. Okay? I want you to understand this. I can't solve your problems. I'm not God, and I'm not your therapist. Okay? I'm your partner. And in that case, I cannot solve this issue. So I'm not saying that it's wrong for him to share this information. He should, because as a partner, well, future partner, you want to know about this stuff. But for Joy especially, what she was looking at is, I've done the work. I've gone and done the work, and it took me time to get there. It took me time and energy to do what I need to do. And I'm not going to put myself or subject myself to another man, anybody, person, woman, whatever, to take myself backwards rather than forwards. And I think that's critical. I think that's a main point that is that Joy was kind of making there, which is that, look, hey, let me just talk to you for a minute. Let me highlight you for a minute. The whole point is the fact that, look, I'm not about to go backwards. I need to go forward.
He's got a lot of layers to peel back. I just want to make sure that you, which it sounds like you are, you're focused on getting yourself to a place.
I cannot afford to have somebody that I'm carrying who's got this injury in this manner. Because I've already been there and I've done that. Okay, and that's why she said what she said, about how, saying that obviously I need somebody else who's whole. She basically just said to him, listen, you're not going to be the one, and so he also added to the fact he wasn't sleeping for 4 hours, and he mentioned about his dog tags, and the dog tags conversation come up before. He came up with Naya, right, about he had to take off his dog tags, and and I really feel like maybe I don't think Edwin's doing it on purpose. He may not realize, but this may be part of therapy for him. He might be telling people, and look, we all share parts of ourselves. I'm not saying it's bad to share anything part of yourself. It just looks like he may be using the women at the moment for therapy. Not that he's using them, but as he's talking to them and he's explaining some of these things, it may be a therapeutical thing. That being said, we can all be good listeners and hear one another out. It just doesn't need to be a counselor kind of sesh, right? I want to point this again. You do not want to be the house for trauma. You do not want to be housing the person's trauma. You cannot solve their problems. You're not Superman. You're not Superwoman. And so you have to let that person go on their own journey to heal. And I think, Simone was saying it in the episode that she didn't feel like Edwin was ready to love due to the fact that he still had work to do on the mental level. The PTSD is something serious. It's real. And so maybe, and it doesn't have to always be therapy. That's the point. Like, maybe he's, like I said, he's found his way through cooking, but is it enough? And that's the key question. Is it enough? So, yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let's stay locked and stay loaded. Guys, if you have a different point of view, a different idea, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts as well. We appreciate you. Stay locked and stay loaded. This is Ready to Love. Kojo and Pardu going out. I said Kojo and Pardu. Why did I say that for? Little black book, you know what time it is. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded.